Welcome to a new short series where we'll be taking a deep dive into the development history behind some of my ships built for the MCR and LAC factions on Sigma Draconis Expanse 1. In this first episode, we'll be starting with the Ashound, one of the earlier ships I designed that went on to be mass produced for frontline combat against both OPAN and UNN forces alike. The Ashound was designed primarily as a grid that was cheap to produce and to be used by newer pilots of the LAC faction to learn the staples of combat on the server before being upgraded to a more expensive and capable ship. The design principles meant that the original frame had to be a grid with flak PDCs, as tech PDCs were too expensive for this newbie vessel at the time. After the first couple of ships were produced, it actually turned out to be more effective than intended, soon making it one of the most printed combat ships in its generation. The history around its design starts with the inception of the first grid blockout. I used the brief parameters of my previous ships that I made for LACN at the time, the Sentinel 1 and the Sanctuary, both which had distinct shapes. The Ashound followed more of the Sentinel's trajectory with the nose and the Hellfire covers. The rest of the body followed the nose and drive section, sticking with a slightly more angular but bulky mid-section to make it more resistant to PDCs. Soon followed was the interior. I was mainly inspired by contemporary interior designs from Spud Voucher and Rad Gosku, making sure to have plenty of RP spaces by having 2 decks, but keenly being more focused on combat effectiveness as I knew this would be going against more heavily armoured targets. The drive section was made like it was due to design necessities that meant it needed to have a high level of drive redundancy, yet have plenty of thrust to push it to 10 Gs. This was done by having all of the engines be on one plane, which in turn also made it easier to place the welders in sufficient spots to nearby to cover the entire ship without compromising any areas. The reason that the ship's weaponry is only 1 rail gun and 1 coil was also a design between compromising capability. The rail gun was there to do the main chunk of damage to the other people, with the coil being there to help stop torpedo volleys from OVA vessels getting through the relatively weak PDC net due to the flags. Here now is going to be a short montage of clips that I could find of the grid being in combat on the SDX servers. These were filmed by a wide variety of people from the LAC faction, Britsboy and, well, myself. Thanks for watching this deep dive into one of my creations on SDX1. If you want to see the rest of the videos as they are made, drop a like and a comment below. See ya!